What's up, everybody? It's Faisal Khamis from the Sports Sofa, and this is your Sum of 7. As promised, we start with the NBA All-Star Game taking place last Sunday. In what was actually an entertaining game near the end, the West ultimately prevailed 148 to 143 over the East. Kobe Bryant, who seemed to be the only player trying this game for the entire 4 quarters, finished with 37 points and won his 4th All-Star Game MVP, which ties an NBA record. LeBron, who seemed to pick it up in the 4th quarter, finished with only the 2nd ever triple-double in All-Star Game history with 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. Overall, a good game, and LA did a pretty good job hosting, mostly because all the celebrities were there and Rihanna nobody was really watching her halftime show for the singing, let's put it like that. In other NBA news, it was a crazy week of trades leading up to the trade deadline. First, the Carmelo deal finally went down. The Knicks, you win, as he wanted to go the whole time. But the Nets, they won this week as well. But first, the Melo deal. Carmelo Anthony, Chauncey Billups, Ronaldo Bachman, and Sean Williams traded to the Knicks for point guard Ray Felton, starting small forward Wilson Chandler, starting shooting guard Danilo Gallinari, and young center Timofey Mozgov, along with a first-round pick. Some say the Knicks gave up too much, but in my opinion, if you have a chance to pair 2 of the top 20 players in the game together, in Amari and Carmelo, you do that anytime. You can build around them. Those other players, not really stars. In what was the most surprising deal of the week, the New Jersey Nets probably came up on top of the Knicks, landing Deron Williams from the Utah Jazz for a combination of 2 first-round picks, over-the-hill point guard Devin Harris, and 19-year-old rookie power forward Derek Favors. Mikhail Prokhorov, you go with your bad self. Deron Williams, while not happy with the trade, will have to put in his all to ensure that he does get a good offer coming out of his contract next year when it expires. It also gives the possibility for New Jersey to sign another free agent, not this year if they don't want to, but next summer when the likes of Dwight Howard come on the market. Already speculation that they might want to pair up together. The deadline was also this Thursday with a crazy amount of deals. The biggest deal of the day saw Oklahoma City Thunder flip young shooting guard Jeff Green to the Boston Celtics for the heart and soul of their team, seemingly, Kendrick Perkins. In a deal that upset not only Perkins, as he was set to be in tears, but many of the Boston players. They now lose their starting center, arguably the piece that they said could have won them the NBA championship last year had he not been injured in Game 6 and 7. Anyways, Oklahoma's motives are to win this year and clearly try to contend with the size in the West with the likes of the Lakers and the Spurs. In another big deal, Portland upgraded at their guard spot by acquiring Gerald Wallace for expiring contracts Joe Prisbilla, Dante Cunningham, and Sean Marks, along with 2 first-round picks. Now, you can question what Charlotte's doing, but you can also credit Portland for swooping in and stealing this former All-Star. With the additions of Brandon Roy coming back with no knees, and LaMarcus Aldridge playing out of his mind, this is a team that nobody in the West wants to play in the playoffs. Other trades from deadline day saw the Clippers rid themselves of Baron Davis' awful contract by flipping him for Mo Williams and Jamaria Moon. We saw the end of the exciting Hasheem Thabeet era after only 18 months, with Memphis flipping him and a first-rounder to Houston for Shane Battier. And finally, Houston also flipped disgruntled point guard Aaron Brooks to Phoenix for young up-and-comer Goran Dragic. Despite the NHL trade deadline still being 2 days away, the fear of trades continued this week. Pittsburgh got things started by acquiring young forward James Neal and young defenseman Matt Niskanen for another young promising defenseman in Alex Beligowski, but more proven than promising in Beligowski. It's a great trade for Pittsburgh, who the league consensus is that they stole, but we'll see how this works out for Joe Nieuwendyk and his Dallas Stars, who seem to be free-falling hard right now. Word is Brad Richards is the next to be shipped. We'll see where that goes by trade deadline Monday. Pittsburgh also reacquired Alex Kovalev from the Ottawa Senators for a 7th-round pick. Carolina reacquired fan favorite Corey Stillman for young center Ryan Carter and a 5th-round pick. Montreal bolstered the defense by acquiring Brett Sopel and young forward Nigel Dawes from the Atlanta Trashers for a prospect and a pick. And former Leaf and current former Florida Panthers captain Brian McCabe was shipped to the New York Rangers for Tim Kennedy and a 5th-round pick. On to Champions League action this week. Round 1 of the knockout stages continued with the final 8 teams in action. Tuesday saw Chelsea handle Copenhagen on the road, winning 2-0 with Nick Anelka's 2 goals. We also saw Real Madrid and Lyon fight to a 1-1 draw in Lyon, with Real probably having the advantage with the away goal. Wednesday saw really two boring matches until the 90th minute. Man United and Marseille tied at 0s with really no chances on both sides. And Inter and Bayern, in a game that featured a few chances, was scoreless until the 90th, where Mario Gomez finally scored for Bayern, giving them a 1-0 advantage going into the second leg. The second legs kick off in 3 weeks' time with everything to play for, with teams looking to vie their spots into the quarterfinals. In other sports news, MLB spring training finally kicked off game action, but the major news of the week came from the St. Louis Cardinals camp again. Not from Pujols' contract this time, but Cy Young runner-up Adam Wainwright is out for the season after undergoing Tommy John surgery on his elbow. He was third in the league in total changeups thrown last year, so it's not hard to tell where this diagnosis came from. An unfortunate turn of events for the Cardinals, whose season already seems to be going from worse and worse. In golf news, Tiger Woods, number 1 seed Tiger Woods, lost in the World Match Play Challenge to a 16 seed in extra holes. Everyone keeps waiting for Tiger to reinvent his game and show up on the winner's circle, but it doesn't really seem to be coming anytime soon, so we can only wonder how long this freefall will go. In tennis action, the Dubai series took off, with all the great pros playing in it. The finals saw Federer and Djokovic square off for what seems like the 4th or 5th time in the last calendar year. Djokovic beat him again 6-3, 6-3 to claim his 3rd straight match over Federer. So that is a quick recap of the last 7 days of sports. It was a very exciting week, but next week will surely be much more exciting. We thank you guys for the support once again. Remember, for the most comfortable seat in sports, join us on the Sports Sofa. See you next week.